I don't know about you, but one of the hardest prayers for me to pray is when I'm praying for God to remove something from my life that is not for me. And I believe that those red flags that we feel, that's God letting us know that something's not right and that that is not good for us. And that has been one of the hardest things. I don't know, anytime I've ever had to pray for it, it's whether it's been over a job or money or a relationship. Most of the time we need to pray for God to remove it. We know we can't do it, but we're still not strong enough to sincerely pray that prayer because we don't want to let it go. So what I've had to do is I've prayed for God to give me strength, for Him to give me strength to pray to Him to remove something from my life that's not good for me. And I keep coming back to the picture, and a lot of you may know what I'm talking about, of the little girl who is holding a teddy bear, and she's holding her hand. She's, not wanting to give it up, but God, Jesus, has His hand held out like for her to give it to Him. And then behind Him is this huge teddy bear, and He's just waiting for her to give Him the thing that's not good for her so He can replace it with the big teddy bear. And that's how it is. God has something so wonderful and so amazing for us, but He can't give it to us until we let go of the thing that's harming us. And as soon as I can truly say that prayer, I have to pray for strength, because I know I can't let go of something I really want, even though it's bad for me sometimes. I have to pray for God to give me the strength to let it go, to let Him have it, because I know He knows what's best for me, and I know He'll give it to me, but I've got to let go of the bad thing. And as soon as I do, as soon as I truly let God have that thing, He replaces it immediately with a peace and a comfort and an assurance that I did the right thing, and that He's going to replace it with something so good that I couldn't even imagine how good it's going to be. And that's how we've got to do. And it is so hard. Like I said, it's the hardest prayer that I've ever prayed, in any case that I've prayed it. But I do know, as soon as I've truly been able to, and I have gotten butterflies and nervous, because I know that I'm ready to pray for Him to take it away, and I know He's going to. But then when I finally get that strength up that He gives me to pray and let that go, He immediately gives me that reassurance and that peace. So whenever you know that it's time to pray that prayer for God to remove someone or something from your life because it's not good for you, as soon as you get that strength, remember that picture that I just described of that little girl holding on to something that was not good for her, and Jesus was patient. He's got a patient look on His face. He's just waiting for us to let Him have it. And then He can give us what He's got behind His back, which is so magnificent. And if you can keep that in mind, and if you pray for God to give you the strength to let it go, He will. And He will replace it with something that is so wonderful and so good for you. You would never even know how you could have lived without it.